Hey everyone, hope all is doing well this week. I hope you've been blessed this far. Marvin Trotter here, touching bases regarding this week's assignment. The article I read and prepped for this week was Software Management, Managed by Leading. The article ties in, I thought, succinctly with Chapter 7, creating IT shared services, in Chapter 8, IT management for sourcing. Some of the language mirrors each other. As I read the text and the article, both spoke about how management was trending, IT management was trending, and how there in the future, how there will be more expected. As a result, they're dumping resources. Organizations or business organizations are dumping money and various supports into the positions with the thought of creating this value generation situation. Sorry. Some of the things that stood out in the article. There were five key principles, and there were 4 criteria mentioned in the text, and I just thought they aligned well. So the first thing the article mentioned was match the work to employee skill sets. And I thought that was a good thing to say. A lot of times as management moves about, management doesn't take inventory, not until something is wrong. When a problem arises, then we have to go back and have to look and take stock of what we have. Good managers are aware of what they have in stock. They're aware of the team's skills and capabilities, but it becomes a matter of alignment. If I'm not a good IT guy, then I probably shouldn't be in the IT department. Another thing mentioned was the ability to motivate people to do their work. And I think that's where you start to talk about leadership versus management. With management, again, it's more a positional thing. With leadership, it's more about aspirations, helping people to aspire. But a good manager knows how to motivate his or her employee. Given the political climates, especially the politics of bureaucracy, the lack of relationship between the business organization and the IT unit, and other things that happen, the reduction of resources, the lack of realized value versus actual value, things that IT units have to confront. Morale can be low, so knowing how to motivate your team becomes critical. Coach and build skill. Chapter 8 says knowledge enhancement, which to me speaks to current condition as well as future readiness. We may not need a certain thing now, but the way the market is trending, we may need X, and we need to position ourselves to do that. I think good leaders, good managers coach and build for the skills that are needed for the current situation as well as the future. Another thing which was critical, especially for Chapter 7, was good managers and leaders represent the work of the team or the unit. Chapter 7 spoke out about it plainly. The lack of relationship, the lack of value creation or perceived value creation was a major stumbling block for IT units and the success of projects. When CEOs or C-suite leaders don't understand what happens in the IT unit, they can't process the legitimacy of what the value is, what the value return is. So a manager or leader speaks to that work consistently, often, and in a language that the recognizing body understands. Another part, which I thought was huge, was flexibility. The article says adjustment, the ability to adjust and make changes as needed. The book says, the text says flexibility, which becomes much more difficult in larger organizations. You just can't interchange pieces sometimes. You're stuck with what you have, which is why the other 4 points become crucial. The ability of a manager to match the work to the employee, to motivate, to build and retain knowledge, to motivate. All those things become that much more important. The article was written by Ryan Halfson. I read another one of his articles last week. Great information, simple read, and ties into the book very well. Another thing mentioned was control. You have to operate in very ambiguous situations, and a good manager knows how to motivate and extract certain abilities out of his IT unit, which allows for success in those ambiguous situations. Though you need a roadmap to where you're going, but a good manager maps that out, so control becomes less of an issue.